Now there's a little bit of controversy, I think we should talk about. There we go. So we have trainer embroiled in betting scandal, spending hours before UFC 65 or UFC Vegas 65. They got so many like side names for things now. That's weird. But anyways, we get back. So yeah, I'll read this to you. James Krause, right? James Krause is got kicked out of cornering his guys from the fights last night. Yeah, because he's embroiled in betting scam. And it's kind of like I remember from over 10 years ago, over a decade ago, 15 years ago, maybe, going to the UFC fighter conference and them telling us, deliver straight out, hey guys, you shouldn't be betting on fights. You just shouldn't. It's not illegal, but it's a little bit of a conflict of interest. People are going to see it. You know, you go to the bookie, people are going to recognize you. It's just a bad look. It's a bad look. Stay out of it. Stay out of that stuff. I'm really surprised they didn't make a harder line on that sooner. But at the same time, it's been going on for a lot of people for a long time. I can't tell you how many people were texting me about matchups. And it's not just about insider information about injuries, but like you also know about like, yo, this guy trained with this guy and this guy beat the crap out of this guy once and you know, in training, or beat the crap out of him in training every day for a year, and then they went different places. Now they're fighting. You have insider knowledge. Fighters have insider knowledge. We do. I would have people calling and texting me asking about who's the one to bet on in this fight, because you know they've heard of the guys in the main event, the main top two spots, but there's other guys on the card that they don't know anything about. So it's happening all the time, and this is one of the things that the UFC kind of creates, because they're the ones giving out the rankings. They're the ones who decide ascension towards the title. You know, some of those rankings are bullshit. You know, they're pushing people forward that aren't that good. You know that. A lot of fighters know that. They know, hey, this guy's getting the push, but he's not good. They just like him. They just want to get into that guy's hometown. There's a lot of people there. They want to get a lot of money from those guys. They want to get into China. They want to get into Brazil. They want to get into wherever. So they push guys along, and they use those guys to get into markets to make money. So you know, the fighters know, the people who train with them know, yeah, don't bet on this guy. Bet on that guy. I never bet myself. I never made money off of myself, but I had a lot of friends. I rarely had to buy drinks when I went out because my friends always made money off of the bets from what I told them about the fighters I knew. And I know I'm not the only one doing it. Now, is he getting suspended and in trouble because he's profiting off of it? He's bragging too much about it? I'm wondering if there's some other issue with Krause that is more important to them, but they don't want to talk about it. You think was it Miles? Yeah, Miles Johns was the fighter. You think they wanted that guy to lose and they were trying to mess with him? You think they're playing games? Think that could be one of the reasons why that happened? I don't know. I'm just asking questions that most other people probably would never ask because they don't want Dana to look mean at them. Don't be mad at me, Dana. But yeah, it seems like it's well known that Krause has made a side living off of betting on MMA fights. That does seem, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. You know, anytime somebody who has insider information is making money off of stuff, you know, especially with gambling, I don't know. All right, Andy Lee with some inside info for us. Andy Lee saying, allegedly, Krause's number one source of income is off of betting, not coaching. Well, duh. These guys don't make crap money. They hardly make any money. The UFC steals it. All these guys have to have outside thing. They have to use the UFC as a platform to make money on something else. It's not how sports are supposed to work. It's not how it's supposed to work at all. But that's what is forced in this monopoly situation. A lot of extra garbage spills out because of it. Andy Lee again says, as in millions of dollars, allegedly. I don't know. Andy Lee again says, and he runs a huge betting Discord group. So he's probably got people paying him money to give advice on bets too. I don't know what the ethics are around that, because you have a little bit of inside information, but how much information, you know, because he's not in every other person's gym. He's not able to see everybody. MMW says Krause has betting services and YouTube weekly picks. So he's running a separate business around the betting, the bets, which is kind of garbage anyways, because when you have highly leveraged fights, when you have conflicts of interest in the way they do, when you have a monopoly like UFC has, when the fights are nothing more than promotional exhibitions and you have nothing more than a promotional title, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. People have had drug tests covered up multiple times. It's happened. What happened to the bets on those fights? Did all the money get given back? Did everybody who bet on a fight where they were knowingly cheating, did they get their money back? I think there's a lot of ethical issues involved in betting along because of the monopoly. Anybody? I'm just saying. This is a very good point. Spidey Sense. He says, to be fair, though, pundits who are coaches or pros often give predictions. Is that really any different to giving betting advice? That could be a very legitimate statement right there. Why is it bad that he was doing that when everybody else who has gyms and runs gyms and coaches people and has fighters and corners fighters who does commentating and they give predictions? A lot of guys give predictions. What's the difference? Because Krause made a paywall, he made a business out of it, and he's making millions of dollars off of it. Is that UFC's pissed now because he's making money and they don't want any of their subjects to make money like they do? Maybe, could be. Seems fishy. On the outside, I can see how they're spinning it as, oh my God, he's giving insider information about injuries and other things. Well, yeah, what is the difference? Because he's making money off of it versus other people who are doing the same thing and talking about who the people should bet for and what their picks are and why. And why are these fighters in a situation where they have to fight injured? Should that be a bigger question than, oh, hey, wait, he knew that fighter was fighting the fight injured and he made bets in order to profit off of that? I'm like, wait a minute. So the fighter fought knowing he was injured? Why did that happen? That seems like a bigger deal to me. I feel like somebody should investigate that. Can we get the FBI to investigate that? Yeah, if he bets against himself or his own fighters, then I get it. But nothing else is a problem for me. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I never really bet on fights, but if you know your fighter sucks or you know your fighter isn't working very hard and you bet against him, it's like because your fighter is dragging ass and not showing up to the gym, right? So you bet against him because you want to hedge the money you're losing on training him. This doesn't sound so bad then. It's like, this guy's being a lazy piece of shit. He skipped 3 days of practice. He's going to lose this fight, and I'm missing out on 50% of my pay, right? Because the coaches get 1% of the fighter's winnings. So if he's making 5-10% off the fighter's winnings, and he goes from $50,000 to $25,000, well, that coach and trainer just lost half his money too. And he's looking at this fighter like, what the f are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're out drinking and smoking and doing coke and chasing hookers. You missed 4 days of practice this week. You bet your ass I might put a bet down. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Just saying, like, gotta make money somehow. I don't know what's right.